welcome back to Brews and Books. I'm your host, Camille, and today I have an original book tag for you. So it's called the Beer Me book tag. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I do not have a beer today. I thought that the questions would be enough beer for me today. So our first beer, we've got a lager, and lagers are going to be your light beers. They're going to be your very common beers. So beers such as your Bud Light, your Coors Light, your Miller Lite, those are all lagers. So we know those are the summer beers, the beers that everyone has at the parties, and they're cheap for the most part. The question I have for this is, what book or books are you looking forward to reading by the pool? And so the books that I'm ready to read, sit down by the pool, there's a lot. The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. So it's kind of been on my TBR for a while now, and I really want to read it. It's about clones. Her best friend dies, and like the clone comes in her best friend's place and kind of is like being weird. So I love weirdness, especially during the summertime. Next beer is going to be a stout. So stouts are very heavy beers. They are got a lot of bold flavor. Usually they tend to be kind of creamy, kind of milky, but they, for the most part, usually round about tasting like dark chocolate or coffee. More coffee, but definitely both. So my question for you and myself, what book left you with a lump in your throat, tears in your eyes, and goosebumps down your spine? Did I intend to rhyme? No, but that was really good. So, a book that left me with goosebumps and tears would definitely be Party Girl by Leanne Ewing. It was really intense. This story follows our main character as she lives in the hood in California, and she is a part of a gang, and so her best friend is shot and killed. And so it basically just talks about how the main character is fighting these emotions and really trying to figure out, how do I get out of the gang life, or do I avenge my best friend and stay in the life because that is what's best for me. That is what I'm worth. And so just really having a better understanding of like, some of these people do not know how to get out, and the only way to get out is by certain means. It's really frightening and really sad. And so I loved reading this and reading a different perspective and just really trying to understand the main character's plight. And so it was really good. I loved it a lot. Our next beer is a Berliner Weiss. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, but I think it's Weiss. It's also considered a sour, or another name for it is a sour. So your sours, of course, they're going to be tart. A lot of them are going to be very fruity. They're going to taste like berries for the most part. They can taste like any other thing, but for the most part, they're going to be sour. They're going to be tart in some cases, and they're going to be fruity or berry-ish like. What book had a surprising twist that stopped you in your reading tracks? Ooh, this is a hard one. What book? I want to say that The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo really kind of took a turn for me, because I wasn't expecting it to. The interaction between the main character and Evelyn, I was not expecting how the ending was gonna go, and I was like, oh my gosh, did this really just happen? Because at first I was like, well, what's the connection? I don't understand the connection. And so when I finally found out, when it was finally revealed, I was like, holy smokes, this is crazy. So I think that one has so far been a book that's given me like this surprising twist. Next beer, we've got an IPA. So our IPAs are going to be hoppy beers. They're going to be pretty darn bitter, and so a lot of them tend to lean more towards citrusy tastes and a lot more like floral taste. So my question that I have for this one is, what genre of books do you tend to stay away from? This one's perfect. I usually tend to stay away from historical fiction. I have read a couple in the past and it just never really intrigued me as much as other genres have. I would love to read another one just to see if my tastes have changed, but for the most part, for now, historical fiction's not my favorite. And the last beer that we have is a cider. And cider technically isn't a beer, but it's also a beer, but you know, kind of, it basically goes through the same process as beer, but ciders are always good. Your ciders are going to be fruity, they're going to be light, they're going to be refreshing, and they're going to be very fragrant and very bright. My question for this is, what book genre will always be your go-to genre? This is a little bit hard because I'm still trying to understand my bookish background, and so I definitely will stick to fiction. I am not reading a lot of young adult fiction. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I'm reading a lot of young adult fiction. I'm reading a lot of like mystery thrillers, so I'm really taking a deep dive into all of the many genres and subgenres they have out there, and I think I would probably lean more towards YA fiction, only because it's probably the most fluent genre out there. And that is the end of my original book tag. If you would like to do this book tag, please do. I'm gonna tag a couple people on Twitter, and I hope everyone enjoys it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you would love to see more videos from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Always remember, guys, cheers to beer, cheers to books. Bye, friends.